I'm excited to welcome our next speaker on board. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together and welcome Dr. Amara El-Deeb. She is the Assistant Director of Career Development Department at the American University in Cairo, AUC. She is a consultant with 20 years of experience in training, talent development and performance management. She graduated from the Faculty of Pharmacy and pursued her post-graduation in Business Administration, CQM in Healthcare in addition to Supply Chain Management and Logistics. She is a certified performance improvement professional, certified master instructional designer, certified return on investment professional, certified talent retention and acquisition, and certified entrepreneurship faculty. Put your hands together and welcome Dr. Amara on board.
Hello. Hello, this is Amira Deeb, and I'm very happy to be with you today talking about e-learning in Africa in the post-pandemic era. Everything is okay? Could you hear me well? Could you write down in the chat?
Hi, Ms. Amara. Fantastic. Everything is perfect. Go ahead. We are excited to listen to you.
Okay, thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be with you today and to talk to my colleagues in Africa and back to Africa. This is very exciting and I'm very happy. Before starting, I'd like to ask the audience to go to menti.com, www.menti.com, and to enter this code 10537182. Please go to www.menti.com and enter the code 10537182. And let's see what will appear on our screen. Great, India, welcome. Another one from India. Any other country? Come on, where are you now? It seems that all audience are from India. Oh, Mozambique, welcome. This is the first country in Africa now in this session. This is very, very interesting. Where else? I'm based in Egypt, by the way. So I can write down Egypt if you want me to share with you where I am. Ghana, welcome. Oh, we have a very special love for Ghana. Oh, this is great. Oh, we have a lot of African countries. Okay, thank you very much. And let's go back again to the presentation. Now we are different professionals, different educators talking to each other from different countries using the benefit of e-learning. And thanks to COVID, because it connects all of us through the e-learning. This is the very good start of our presentation talking about e-learning and the future of e-learning in Africa. I'm Amira Deeb, and I am now based in Egypt, and I'm working at the American University in Cairo. And it's I'm very pleased and glad to talk to you today. Before starting, let's talk about SDGs, Sustainable Development Goals of the UN, and we have Sustainable Development Goal number 4 for education. And this is why there is a very high importance for education all over the world and in Africa in particular. UNESCO Institute for Statistics has some statistics about Africa and about education in Africa. Over 1/5 of children between the age of 6 to 11 are out of school in Africa, followed by 1/3 of youth between 12 to 14. According to UNESCO Institute for Statistics, almost 60% of youth between the age of 15 to 17 are not in school. These are very sad statistics, but they shed light on the importance of caring about education and working on increasing education opportunities in Africa and for African youth in particular. Another statistics about girls' education across Africa, 9 million girls between the age of 6 to 11 never went to school at all, compared to 6 million boys, according to UIS data. 23% of girls are out of primary school compared to 19% of boys. By the time when they become adolescents, the exclusion rate for girls will be 36% compared to 32% for boys. This is why, in addition to our care about education and the spreading and providing youth with educational opportunities in Africa, we need to give a very special care to girls' education to ensure bright future for African youth in general. What is e-learning? E-learning is a system based on formalized teaching with the help of electronic resources, and it can be termed as network-enabled transfer of skills or knowledge. This is exactly what we did now. We are sharing our knowledge, we are sharing our skills, we are talking to each other from different countries using the benefit of e-learning platforms. This system offers the flexibility to fit in a large number of recipients at the same or different time schedules. We can have different time zones, but we meet at a certain point of time in order to share knowledge and skills. We don't need to travel to different countries. We don't need to travel far distance to get this educational opportunities using the benefit of e-learning. Some other statistics about e-learning, global statistics. By 2027, e-learning is expected to reach well over $1 trillion versus 250 billion in early 2020. This is a huge increase over just 7 years based on the emerging of e-learning techniques and tools through the pandemic and post-pandemic era. The greatest growth drivers in the North American and European e-learning market based on e-learning system for healthcare sector, rise in content digitization, and switching from a learning management system LMS to cloud-based system. These are the trends in North America and Europe. While in Asia Pacific and Latin America, e-learning markets growth increased in the higher education sector, corporations, internal learning and development for corporates, upgrading the existing training programs, and the growing demand for online English courses. This is regarding Asia Pacific region and Latin America. While in Africa and the Middle East, e-learning markets are the rise in the government programs and initiatives, mainly the increase in the e-learning opportunities coming from governmental programs, donations, aids, funds, and some initiatives, and as well as increasing the access to internet and the mobile learning. So when we were hit by COVID-19, the sudden outbreak of the COVID-19 pandemic led to closure of schools and universities all over the world. Countries thereby encouraged various educational institutions to adopt online learning solutions. Everyone working in the educational sector can remember very well the sudden shift from the face-to-face classes to the online classes, maybe without good infrastructure, maybe without ensuring complete readiness for success of e-learning. But we had to do that, and we had to learn by doing and increase these opportunities all over the world. Please go again to Mentimeter and use this code 65739082. Go again to menti.com, please, and enter this code 65739082. Let me see what you will enter. What are the e-learning types of forms that you have ever practiced over the past years? Have you ever tried self-paced courses, mobile learning, game-based learning, simulations? What is the form of e-learning that you tried or practiced over the past years? Have you ever attended any course or a conference or event from your mobile phone? STEM, great, great, this is great. What else? Okay, great. From Nigeria. Okay. Anyways, for the sake of time, let me move to the slide and the presentation and talk about the different types that we can have for e-learning. Due to COVID-19, the result or closing schools and universities resulted in emerging of new trends in learning, which are as follows. Mobile learning. Every one of us can have access to e-learning courses through mobiles, especially for youth. Simulation-based learning. We can have a game. Now, when you entered this session, you entered a simulation for a conference hall. This is a simulation, and this is a part of e-learning. We can apply this in our courses in order to give our learners the practice of or sense of the real life trial or experience. Game-based learning. Game-based learning, we use this tool, and we have an infinity of websites providing educators with games. Games to encourage learners and students to think, to practice, to apply what they study in a form of games and the form of gamification. Mentimeter that we use now is part of having kind of gaming in the course or the digitalization of the activities. Learning management system, LMS, is the platform that we use to deliver our courses, to deliver our teaching. We can teach through Zoom, or we can teach through Moodle, or can teach through different LM system, learning management systems all over the world. Nowadays, the mobile learning technology represents the largest market share, especially in Africa. And this is the most important one due to the spread and the increase and the growth of telecommunication sector in Africa. Since 2013, telecommunication sector in Africa emerged a lot, and it had a lot of growth opportunities in different countries. This resulted in increasing the number of users, mobile users. Accordingly, when we shifted to the e-learning, and we talk about e-learning now, there is a huge opportunity for e-learning system or e-learning opportunities through mobiles. That's why when we design our educational programs, we need to care about offering and suitability or the compatibility between the course, the design, and mobile usage, because it is the first and the most important tool for students to use to access their courses. Regarding Africa, we have some statistics about Africa and e-learning in Africa. The Africa e-learning market reached a value of $2.47 billion US dollar in 2021. And this number is expected to be doubled by 2027. So we have double opportunities for e-learning in Africa only within just 5 or 6 years, in the coming 5 or 6 years. This is a very good opportunity, and we need to know how to catch such opportunities. Another thing, on the regional level, the market of e-learning is dominated by different countries, and the very specific countries, they are doing better than the others in the sector of e-learning, like South Africa, Morocco, Nigeria, Tunisia, Kenya, and some other countries. Especially South Africa. South Africa has a lot of opportunities, have a lot of well-established infrastructure for e-learning. So we need to think about cooperation. We need to have some ties between countries to establish e-learning systems in these countries. Why should we pay more attention to youth education? Learning contributes to the economic growth of countries. Providing youth with better education through advanced learning tools could have the power to shift Africa's economic climate and improve inequality. Africa has a lot of youth, and the generations between 15 years old to 50 years old is the highest rate or highest growing generations in Africa. That's why we need to care about educating them, especially girls, especially women, in order to ensure that we give them opportunity for overcome poverty and inequality. The growing youth population and increasing primary completion rates are creating high demand for secondary education. we have to start not just primary education, but we need to pay attention to the secondary education, because this is a middle stage between the school education and the higher education. And people who graduate from the secondary education can start work. So this is the gate to the job market. According to the projection by the Education Commission, demand is expected to nearly double over the next 10 years, from 60 million today to 106 million people by 2030. As these trends intensify, secondary education will increasingly become the platform to work for youth in Africa. So we need to care about the educational programs provided to secondary education between 15 or 16 years old to 18. And this is, and this is the opportunity for supporting African countries economically and politically. What are the challenges that we have for e-learning? Definitely, it's not a heaven. We have a lot of challenges to establish e-learning system in different countries, not only in Africa, but all over the world. E-learning system, the success of e-learning system depends on 4 factors or 4 challenges. If we know how to overcome them, we will ensure the success of e-learning. The first challenge is the connection readiness. Do we have a good established network? Do we have a good speed for the internet in our countries? Do we have a ready infrastructure to support e-learning courses, or this will be a hindrance for students to study online? Another thing is the curriculum readiness. Do we have a ready curriculum to be taught online, to be taught digitally? Do we have this curriculum that support students to practice, to interact, to give examples, to do anything online? Teachers' readiness. Do we have teachers who are well trained to teach online, to give to ensure to post the interaction in the classroom online? Do we have students ready to study online? Student readiness. Are our students ready to share their experience, to discuss, to interact with their peers online? These are the 4 challenges we need to talk about, and we need to think about how to overcome them in order to ensure the success of e-learning and catch the opportunities in the market there. Finally, I'd like to emphasize that Africa is the future. This is what I believe in. Africa is the future. African youth is the future for their countries and for the whole world. If we know how to teach them, if we provide them with educational opportunities, we will ensure bright future, not just for Africa, but for the whole world. This future requires countries to cooperate and to talk to each other, to cooperate with each other, to support each other in educating youth. Thank you very much. I'm done, and I'm waiting for your questions.
It's okay, ma'am. You can put the slide again. And you are on mute. Please unmute yourself.
Okay. Yes.
Great. Go ahead. Continue with your presentation.
Okay, I'm done with the presentation. If there are some questions, I can answer. Okay.
Yes. We are going to have a couple of questions right in the chat box. Please go ahead and have a look at it.
Okay, the first question is, with remote learning, how can teachers make sure the effectiveness of outcome-based learning is not diluted? Okay, thank you very much for this very important question. It all starts before teaching. It all starts by giving the right instruction design for the online course. If we know how to design online course, if we know how to design the lesson plan that will be taught online, we will be sure that, and the result will be ensured that the learning outcomes are delivered correctly. Okay, I hope I answered it well. Let's move to the next question. How can countries evolve to remote learning when technology is getting a huge gap? Thank you very much. Definitely, I totally agree that we have a lot of problems in the infrastructure and in internet connection in our countries all over the world, not just in Africa, not just in Egypt or other countries. However, the simplest way is to know how to design courses that can be accessed by mobile. Since we have huge growth in telecommunication sector, since we have youth who are all the time connected through social media, through mobile apps, through different apps using their mobiles, having a course, short course, well-designed course, interesting course designed for mobile users or mobile user friendly, this could be a way to overcome the gap in the technology until we have good infrastructure for the internet and the connection. Another question with remote learning, how can teachers, I think, and I answered this one before, so we have only two questions. If there is another question, okay. What should be done to bridge the digital, okay, the last one. What should be done to bridge the digital divide in order to enhance e-learning? Okay, could you elaborate more? What do you mean with digital divide? Do you mean different tools, different apps, or do you mean what?
Yes, it means different tools, different apps for us to use in the educational platforms.
Okay, thank you very much. From my experience with youth, because I teach some courses at the American University in Cairo School of Continuing Education, I found that we have different generations. Each generation has its own preferred tools. Some generations prefer to have their courses in a form of simulations. Some others prefer to have gamification. Some others prefer to have to incorporate social media in teaching in order to connect them and to keep them all the time alerted and engaged in the classroom. Using tech tools and to change the tech tools, especially if we are dealing with the young generation and what we call millennials. Millennials are not patient like the old generation. They are looking for the new thing all the time. They lose interest easily and very, very rapidly. So we need to know all the time our audience in order to sell them the right product exactly. If we apply marketing concepts like what we talk about in marketing, selling the right product to the right customer, applying this in education will ensure success for educators and for the educational program itself. Another question is
Sorry. Go ahead.
Thank you. In East Africa, where big challenges of infrastructure is this situation, how e-learning programs can be promoted? Okay, thank you very much. As we said, we have a lot of troubles in the infrastructure of technology all over countries, especially in Egypt and Africa. How can we overcome this challenge? Number one, we can have, if we go macro solution, we can countries must look for more cooperation and partnership with big companies providing technology. Like I don't like to mention names, but I'd like to have to mention some kind of corporates, big corporates, global corporations offering technology, offering infrastructure, investing in technology, investing in telecommunication will lead to a growth for the e-learning. So we can cooperate together as countries, we can cooperate with corporates who provide technology and telecommunication, and we can design our courses to suit mobile as a first step for e-learning. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Ms. Amira. It was a pleasure listening to you. We have a lot of questions, but we're running short of time. So we're quickly going to go ahead and email it to you so that you can reply back to our delegates and they have all the answers for their questions. Thank you so much for such an informative session. It was a pleasure having you on board.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Have a great day ahead. Bye-bye.
You too. Thank you. Bye-bye.